Hey everyone, Sean out here in the garage working on a Yamaha TT-R50E. This video should apply to any of the Yamaha TT-R50E dirt bikes out there from 2006 through present. And what we're going to do today, we're going to replace the handlebar grips. I've got some pretty well-worn grips on this 2012 model year that I'm working on. You can see a lot of wear here on the throttle side, and on the non-throttle side, you can see pretty shot, right? This one's clearly been down plenty of times on this side. So we're gonna get these things replaced. I'll show you what I'm gonna use today. We're gonna use a variety of different tools. There's multiple ways to replace grips, but I'm gonna use some ODI grips. And you do need the small or mini grips for 50cc specific bikes, like the PW50, the TT-R50, the CRF50. They all use these smaller mini grips. ODI is one of my go-tos. They've been great to me when I look to replace any of my dirt bike grips. So a few different methods we're gonna try in this video. There's a zip tie method. To remove them, a razor blade can be helpful, especially if you're going to throw your old grips away, like I will in this case. And there's also the compressed air method. I've had good luck with all three of these different methods to remove grips, and using the zip tie method or compressed air method to install grips before has been good to me. I do have a little bit of glue here, so if you want, it's kind of an optional idea, but if you want to use some grip glue, you certainly can. So let's go to the throttle side here first. And again, I'm going to be throwing these grips away. But for the throttle side, this one's the better of the two. So let's say I wanted to keep this as a spare grip just in case somewhere down the road, maybe I ruin the new ODI ones right away and I just want to go back to the stock grip here. So the first method I'm going to show you is using your compressed air. And I'd say, good 100 PSI or so. You want to have plenty of firepower, so to speak. And I'm going to try to peel back this grip here. And I'm going to get the nozzle right in the corner there. And that's how I'm going to essentially shoot air underneath the lip of this grip. And that'll hopefully blow this whole thing up, where I can use my free hand and pull that grip off of the bike while I'm using the compressed air on this side. You can see I've got the grip off most of the way here. Again, just stick that nozzle right underneath there and continue to spray compressed air underneath the grip and keep pulling it off, and you should be able to remove it completely. With this throttle side grip removed, I'll go ahead and I'll get all of this old grip glue cleaned up. I want this throttle tube nice and clean so we can prepare it to install the other grip. But now I'm going to go to this other side and we'll use the razor blade, especially since this one's pretty well shot. I'm not going to reuse this grip, not even going to keep it for a spare. So I'm just going to take my razor blade and I'm going to slice right here and carefully cut a straight line on the grip, and that'll be the quickest and easiest way to remove this one. All right, you can see I was able to get that cut and remove that grip. And again, we'll do the same thing on this side, get this nice and cleaned up. We want that to be just bare handlebar. Okay, you can see we've got all the residue, the rubber, glue, all removed from the handlebar. This is just kind of worn on the paint a little bit, but it's all cleaned up. If you need some help, I just basically used a microfiber rag and went like this to get it all off. A little rubbing alcohol will go a long way too. You can see I've got both the throttle side and the non-throttle side cleaned up. So now we're ready to install our grips. And really quick, I just want to show you, this is going to be a little fatter, right? So the grip with the larger hole is going to go on the throttle side, and this is going to be your handlebar side on these ODI grips. And we want the waffle, so you can see this is a half waffle design. We want the waffle to be on the bars where the fingers would grab. So kind of like something like this, maybe slightly forward a little, but you want the waffle design to be forward where somebody's fingers would grab the throttle. So now for the install process, we're gonna put a little bit of our grip glue just lightly inside the grip. And now it's kind of a matter of timing, right? You wanna start moving on this. You don't want that glue to set while you're getting it on. So the next thing I did here is I just fit the grip over the end of the tube like this. And I'm gonna use my compressed air and I'm gonna insert the nozzle right there, just underneath. And as I'm shooting compressed air, that grip will kind of blow up. And as I'm shooting that compressed air in, I'm gonna use this free hand and slide that grip on forward, right up to the edge. And one thing I wanted to point out too, is there is going to be this little washer here that you're gonna have right there, all the way in. That helps to make sure that the throttle spins freely, even if you have the grip all the way pressed up. So again, get a little grip glue in there, have your half waffle side towards where your fingers would be, and you can see I've just kind of started it by fitting it over the edge, and then I'll shoot that compressed air inside that grip and slide it forward until I get it all the way to the throttle housing. Okay, you can see I was able to use the compressed air method to get the grip slid all the way on. And you want to check, make sure your throttle return is working. You want some free play. This actually has a little bit too much slack. I will tighten that up. I do have a separate video on how to adjust the throttle tube or the free play there, but I'll adjust that a little bit, but you can see it's returning. That's what we want. There is a little bit of space there. That washer gives us some clearance, but you can see I've also got a fair amount of space between the edge of the grip and the metal housing. You don't want it grabbing on that. You want to definitely make sure your throttle returns each and every time. That's a very important safety precaution so that if your little kiddo crashes, they don't get stuck with the throttle stuck wide open. But anyway, you can see how I've got that. You can make adjustments, if you need to fine tune the waffle placement, feel free to do so. Now we'll go to the other side and I'll show you the zip tie method. So the zip tie method's pretty straightforward. As you can see, I've placed 3, 4, in this case 4 zip ties inside the length of the grip. And then I've just basically got the grip started here. You want the zip ties spaced out. So the method here is we're gonna be able to slide the grip forward against the zip ties, right? They kind of reduce the friction of the grip itself against the metal handlebar. And instead, we're just sliding the zip ties, that plastic, along the metal of the handlebar there. And that allows us to work the grip on. So it does take a little bit of work. However, this is the, I guess, most cost-effective and practical way to get grips on, since it does come with, since most people, have zip ties laying around in their garage, and you don't need an air compressor or compressed air. So again, we're just gonna keep working those up, and I'm gonna get this slid all the way forward to the place I like. I might rotate this to get the waffles a little bit rotated back for my kids' fingers to grab, and then I'll show you how we'll just start sliding those zip ties out once we have the grip in place. Okay, with the grip where I want it to be, I'm now simply going to pull out the zip ties. You can see I got one out. And we'll just pull the second one. I've got the third and fourth underneath here. Pop those out. Maybe the last one here. And just like that, we've got the non-throttle side on. You can do a little bit of adjusting if you need to, say, square off the edge. Sorry for the bad focus there. Hopefully this will help a little. But yeah, we want to make sure it's nice and square on the edge. You want there to be just a little bit of gap. This one, it's not as big a deal since this grip won't be turning at all. And you can see I've got the half waffle location right where my kid's fingers will be on the bars. And we are all set. This thing's ready to go. And just like that, we're wrapped up. In my opinion, the compressed air method is the easiest, but again, I wanted to show you a couple different ways to install grips and then a few different ways to remove them. Hopefully this video was able to help you out installing your grips on your kid's pit bike. If this video did help, please like and subscribe, and I'll keep these how-to videos coming. Thanks everybody, take care.